influential people in the world. He's worth over $70 billion. He's Warren Buffett, and here are his top 10 rules for success.
How can other people tap dance to work? What's the secret of that?
You find your passion. You find your passion. I was very, very lucky to find it, when I was 7 or 8 years old. And fortunately, my children have found their passion. One son loves farming like nothing else. One son loves music like everything else. And all three of them love philanthropy and what they get to do. You're lucky in life when you find it. And you can't guarantee you're going to find it in your first job out. But I always tell college students to come on, I say, take the job that you would take if you were independently wealthy. You're going to do well at it. If you think you're going to be a lot happier if you've got 2X instead of X, you're probably making a mistake. I mean, you ought to find something you like that works with that, and you'll get in trouble if you think that making 10X or 20X is the answer to everything in life, because then you will do things like borrow money when you shouldn't, or maybe cut corners on things that your employer wants you to cut corners on. It just doesn't make any sense. You won't like it when you look back on it. 3 things in hiring people: look for integrity, intelligence, and energy. And he said if the person didn't have the first 2, that the latter 2 would kill them. Because if they don't have integrity, you want them dumb and lazy. You don't want them smart and energetic. It never bothered me if people disagreed with what I thought, as long as I felt I knew the facts. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things I don't know a thing about. I just stay away from those. So I stay within what I call my circle of competence. Tom Watson said it best. He said, I'm no genius, but I'm smart in spots, and I stay around those spots. Well, I try and stay around those spots, and I just don't have a problem if somebody says, you're wrong on something. I go back and look at the facts, and I think that really is much more important, frankly, than having a few points of IQ or having an extra course or 2 in school or anything of the sort. You need emotional stability. I just read and read and read. I probably read 5 to 6 hours a day. I don't read as fast now as when I was younger, but I read 5 daily newspapers. I read a fair number of magazines. I read 10Ks. I read annual reports, and I read a lot of other things too. So I've always enjoyed reading. I love reading biographies. Famous lesson about a margin of safety, that you don't drive a truck that weighs 9,900 pounds across a bridge that says limit 10,000 pounds, because you can't be that sure about it. If you see something like that, you go down a little further down the road and you find one that says limit 20,000 pounds, and that's the one you drive across. The nature of capitalism is that people want to come in and take your castle. Perfectly understandable. I mean, if I'm selling television sets or something, there's going to be 10 other people that can try and sell a better television set. If I have a restaurant here in Omaha, people are going to try and copy my menu and get more parking and take my chef and so on. So capitalism's all about somebody coming and trying to take the castle. Now, what you need is a castle that has some durable competitive advantage, some castle that has a moat around it. And that moat, that's one of the best moats in many respects, is to be a low-cost producer. But sometimes the moat is just having more talent. I mean, if you're the heavyweight champion of the world and you keep knocking out people, you've got a competitive advantage as long as you can keep doing it. And it's very profitable if you're the one that happens to be able to do it. You can turn out great motion pictures. I mean, Steven Spielberg, I mean, he's a fellow to bet on, and it has enormous economic value. You'd be surprised at my days. I mean, they're very unstructured, no meetings, none. I mean, I don't like meetings. And I read a lot. I wish I were a faster reader. I'd get more done, but I do read a lot, and I'm on the phone a moderate amount. Our businesses run themselves basically out there. My job is allocating capital, and that's what I'm thinking about. But I don't like to have things all packed hour to hour to hour. And Bill and I are both extraordinarily lucky. I mean, we really get to do what we like to do, the way we want to do it, with people that we choose to be around, and they're terrific. I mean, we've really got everything our way, and we're very fortunate. And in his world, he has a different kind of pace than I have, but we both love it the way we do it. And my guess is that we're each the most productive in that particular mode too, because it fits our personalities and aptitudes. What kills great businesses, if you look at, I do believe in looking at history, and I like to study failure, actually. And my partner says, all I want to know is where I'll die, so I'll never go there. And we want to see what has caused businesses to go bad. And the biggest thing that kills them is complacency. I mean, you want a restlessness, a feeling that, that somebody's always after you, but you're going to stay ahead of them. You always want to be on the move. And when you've got a great business, like Coca-Cola, which is, there aren't any like Coca-Cola, but you really, the danger would always be that you rest on your laurels. But I see none of that, obviously, at Coca-Cola. That is the key. To compete the same way when you've got 1.8 billion servings being sold daily as when you were selling 10 a day. And that restlessness, that belief that tomorrow is more exciting than today. You just have to have it permeate the organization.
Who was Ben Graham? He was your primary mentor, model?
He was a wonderful man, and he was my professor at Columbia. I read his book when I was 19 at the University of Nebraska, and I started investing when I was 11, and I started reading about it when I was like 7. So I'd gone through I read every book in the Omaha Public Library that was on by the time I was 12 on investing in stock market. And I had a lot of fun, but I never really found out, I never got grounded in anything. And it was entertaining, but it wasn't going to be profitable. And then I read Graham's book, The Intelligent Investor, when I was at the University of Nebraska. And that just opened the whole thing up to me. Yeah, and I named my oldest son is named Howard after my dad, Graham Buffett. And he was a marvelous man. I never expected anything from me in return. Ben Graham in his low teens looked around and he looked at the people he admired. And he said, I want to be admired, so why don't I just behave like them? And he found there was nothing impossible about behaving like them. And similarly, he did the same thing on the reverse side in terms of getting rid of those qualities.
You have given a lot of fabulous advice, but what's the best advice that you've ever received?
Well, I received it in a variety of forms, particularly from my father when I was very young. But I mean, he basically, I think, taught me how to live. Not that I did it perfectly or anything like that, but I mean, he was giving me lessons, but he wasn't doing it by preaching to me. He was doing it by example. But basically, the biggest lesson, in a sense, I got is the power of unconditional love. I mean, I think there is no power on earth like unconditional love. I think that if you offer that to your child, I mean, you're 90% of the way home, and maybe days when you don't feel like it. It's not uncritical love. That's a different animal. But to know you always can come back. I mean, that is huge in life. That takes you a long, long way. And I would say that every parent out there that can extend that to their child at a very young age, it's going to make for a better human being.
And you felt like you got that kind of unconditional love from your dad.
I absolutely did. Yeah.
That's a powerful thing.
It is a powerful thing.
Thank you for watching. I'd love to know what you think of.
All righty. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Think and Grow Tuesday. Warren Buffett giving them some outlay. Let's get this thing going. What's up, guys? How is everybody today? What we got on the line today? Let's see here. Amanda, Antoine, my man Eduardo, congratulations, welcome. Efren, Hal, what's up, my man? Jamie Cook, Kenny Foster, Leslie Andres, Mark Andres, Mr. Frank, and Mr. Sam. What's up, guys? Alrighty. Alpha Arm in the building, South Carolina, Omaha. All right, guys, biggest takeaways on this Think and Grow Tuesday, August 28th, 2018. What was your biggest takeaways from Mr. Warren Buffett, the most successful investor in history? Really cool, seems like down-to-earth guy. One of the biggest things he said are, I got a pretty good takeaways, and I'll share them with you guys. Type in the chat what you guys thought. He stays in a circle of competence. I'm not bright in many things, but the things I am bright on, I stay around and I stick to those. Stick to what I know, circle of competence. Okay? Stays in his strong suits. He stays in his strong zone, if you will, right? Said he reads 5 to 6 hours a day. I don't know if you guys caught it, but he said he read almost everything that was in the Omaha library that had to investing by the age of 12. Right? He just reads, soaks it up, and looks for that in order to take advantage of opportunity, right? To have a competitive advantage. Right? Having a competitive advantage. Being as competitive and working as hard as when you have nothing to when you are a billionaire, to continually growing, to never be complacent. Never complacent. Somebody is off of mute. Make sure you guys check your Sam. Make sure you're on mute.
On
Cool.
it.
All right. So just be aware of that, guys. I don't want to, when you guys check your mute. Competitive advantage, never complacent. Continually to be restless. Compete. Number 4 that I took from him. The biggest killer is complacent. I'll be always on the move. Compete the same way relentlessly. He schedules around his personality, which ultimately drives more production, right? Drives more production. You're in your zone. You're doing well. You know yourself. You know when you work well, when you don't. So schedule that around your personality to when you're highest energy, when you're working the best, when you're sharpest. Do those things and just fit it around your schedule. Make sure you're scheduling it fun too, right? We want to make sure we're enjoying the process. Compete the same way, and then model success. The great thing about Renatus is we have numerous models of success that we can follow. All right, numerous. Let's go to the chat. Okay. Work on what you love. Find your passion. Do what you enjoy doing. Schedule for your personality. Yep. He hates meetings and loves to read. Don't be complacent. Now, did you also catch that he says all his job is to do is to allocate capital and everybody else takes care of the rest? His job is to simply find the capital and it's everybody else's job to do the rest. Guys, that's power. That's powerful, right? Always out. You guys should always be raising capital for your business. Always raising capital. Always raising capital. Right? Now your classes will help you guys model that. Right? Man, it just gave me like this brings you back. Just my job is to raise the capital, and I got the team and my companies in place to take care of the rest. Like, woohoo! That's what I like to hear. Welcome, everybody. I want to congratulate you guys again this Tuesday. I want to congratulate everybody that was on last night. We had a very good webinar. We did a sign party Sunday night. Yesterday, what we did, we came together as a group for those that were a part of it. And we showed you how to be an appointment setter, right? How to be an appointment setter, how to go ahead and when you're receiving these leads, what to do with those leads to the point of when you're calling them, how to set an appointment with me, what to do. And then next week, what we'll do is we'll take it to the next step, right? There's multi-step process in our system, very simple and easy. And we're just letting the system do its thing. So everybody that was on the webinar last night, I sent an email out. If you guys didn't get the email, please type in the chat and I'll make sure you guys get that email. But let's go over some updates. Okay, here is... Updates so small. All right, let's get this thing. Updates. Okay, so tonight we have our team call. We also have our essential study group. We will be going and we will be announcing AIT study groups. Will be launched tonight, starting next week. So I am excited for that. For all of you guys that are in AIT that have gone through the essentials, it's time for you guys to jump up. And those that you guys are still in your essentials, we're going to still be going through that until you can teach these classes and train them. We'll never stop learning, right? So we will be doing that tonight. Now, tomorrow is cash flow. Cash flow. Tomorrow, it is not at the irregular roundtable. It's at the Spreckles one. Spreckles, I think it's Road, Manteca, California, roundtable, 7 p.m. sharp. So 7 p.m., that means you should be there at 6:45. Okay? Help set up, help get the room ready. Come ready to work. All right? It's about the experience for our guests. It's about the experience for people who are new, to help them get that great experience of the community, to help them get that experience of cash flow, to help them see how powerful we are as a group together, right? We have a great group, guys. Let's show people that, okay? 253 Spreckles Road. Tomorrow, 653, what else? Make sure you guys register in your back office. So let me show you guys how that is done. Did not get email, didn't get it, I wasn't on. Okay, let me, how I do not have your email. Jamie, I do not have yours either. So if you guys want to, you guys can email me. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Jose@acventures.net. Yeah, if you can just email me, how you'll save me. You'll really be helping me out. Just go ahead and email me, and I'll take care of that for you. It is in the event. I had somebody else reach out to me. You guys make sure you guys are. Sometimes it gets hidden. So let me show you. So you go in your home page, right? You go to communication tab and you go to your calendar events. You click on that. It's going to take you to California automatically. Those of you guys are in Omaha, you want people in Cali. You want to be able to travel to Cali, write it off, and come see us. If you look on the 29th, for some reason it's tucked under behind everybody, but it's right there. Boom. Cash flow, baby, 709-829. You will also find the address. I think it's 95337. Doesn't matter. You're going to have IMA registration fee. Now, I want you guys to always add yourself to the cart. And you always, now, it's going to ask you for a code, $35 right here, right? If you guys go down here, the code is alpha. Oh, hold on, let me bring this down here. If you go to promotional code, you type in ALPHA, you go to apply, successful, and then you go to complete registration. You don't have to pay the $35. And then you guys add your guests. So you always add yourself first, you add your guests, and this is how they get locked to you. Okay? Any questions on that? So, And those of you who are not an IMA, who did not pay the 125, you guys want to do that sooner than later, because when the Helios comes out, it will be 195. So you want to get yours in quicker, and that will give you access to the calendars, and then you guys are now an affiliate of Renatus Marketing. You guys get paid to change people's lives. Okay, so that's going to give you guys, if you guys don't have access to the calendar, that's what you guys need to do in order to do it. Okay, so what I want to do is, let's see here. What else do we have going on? Okay, also remember, we have regionals coming up. I think it's the 27th. So it's Thursday through Friday, 27th and the 28th. So September, we went over this, right? Hugh will be out here the 26th, which is Wednesday. And I need Mark, if you're on the line, Mark Andres, can we call some hotels tomorrow before I forget? I know you showed me that one. We got to book it now. I think it's going to run us about roughly $300, guys. So I'm going to, whatever you guys will pitch in, I will cover the rest. But just know if you get somebody started, you know, it's 500 to $1,000 bucks, right? So let Hugh make you some money, help grow your team as a team as a whole for the hotel. He's going to be doing the introduction, and then he's going to be going up with me for regionals. Okay. That's Thursday and Friday. On that Saturday morning, I have to drive 3 hours for a wedding, for my cousin's wedding. So it's going to be a pretty jam-packed weekend, guys. But I'm so excited. We got people coming all across the country, all across the region to be there. You don't want to miss it. You got to do whatever you got to do. You guys have plenty of time to make arrangements, you know, to save costs. If we need to get Airbnb, we can get an Airbnb. I mean, there's so many ways where we can help each other out to get it there. It's a must go. You guys need to go there. It's so important that the weekend before, which is the 21st and the 22nd, I will be at the Salt Lake Regionals. So me and Kevin are going to Salt Lake Regionals to take away from them. They're the number one office in the country, right there with Chicago. So I'll be able to bring back some of that, sprinkle that on our sprinkle some game on our team, so we can keep this thing growing, right? Not being complacent. We gotta dominate. We gotta take this thing to the next level, right? We can't get in our patterns. We gotta grow, stay uncomfortable, and keep pushing forward, right? And we're all going together. We're all going together. Let's do this, okay? So any questions about that for September? I believe also they said that the 21st, they're being intensive in Sacramento on cost segregation. You guys know what I mean. I still don't think, is that how you spell it? Yep. So, cost segregation. Now, if you guys are ever wondering what the heck, you know, certain classes are, I heard this is a very good class. Let's see if I can go, if it's going to log me in. Okay, cool. So if you guys go here, so we can scroll down. We're looking at all the classes. If you guys seen, this is really cool. Really cool how they have it set up. I want to show you guys this. It says affiliated cross segregation. Let's see here. Course catalog. There we go. Alrighty. Cost segregation is a useful and effective strategy that can be employed by business owners to save them thousands of dollars. Kim and Heidi start with the basic of cost segregation history and process of depreciation. They inform learners about tax laws and how they may or may not apply to you. Even including some case studies such as examples, our brilliant instructors will discuss the difference between repairs and improvements. With the money-saving details you need to know, they will introduce the world of energy efficiency incentives and finish up by explaining the opportunities involved with conservation easements. By the time Kid and Heidi have presented their course, you will be amazed and enthralled at how much the simple process can improve your small business finances, right? So I'm actually kind of a little bummed I'm going to miss out on it, but I'll be able to watch it. So that's a little bit of what's coming up in September, okay? Any questions about that? It should just be alpha like this, guys. ALPHA. Should work. I don't know if it is case sensitive. That's how I put it in there. Okay. So, any questions about that? We got regional season coming up. Okay. And that means football season's coming up. All right. Thinking about having a contest. First one who gets a deal gets to come to a Raider game with me. Just thinking about it. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. Thinking about it. But I want to do something fun. We're gonna be planning a team event with Kevin's team here pretty soon, so also be aware of that. We're gonna have some fun to enjoy it. All right, guys. So Think and Grow Tuesday. Any questions you guys you want answered? Any questions on the business that I can help you guys with? That may be a burning desire. Okay. No questions. Since they're leaving next season. Frank, you're more of a college football fan, so Hey Kenny, how can I find out property has HOA dues? Oh yes, you did text me today. Usually you can find if you even go to Redfin, Kenny, they will be able to tell you. So if you go to just redfin.com and you type in the property and you scroll down, you look at the taxes, you look at the HOAs, it should tell you. Okay, it should tell you if it has HOA fees. Right? Yeah, that's how I typically I haven't done with many HOAs. We're buying a condo right now, but I knew it had HOAs. But Redfin, typically you should be able to find it. So let's just see if I can pull you guys up an example here. So I think it's 6427 Plymouth Drive. I think that's the address. We're buying this condo. Supposed to buy it last week, but we have a bunch of things coming up. Just holding it up. So it's 6247. There it is. All right, let's see if this will help us out. No, come on. So if you scroll down, okay, so if you see right here, Kenny, this property, 192 bedroom, 1 bath, 900 square feet. HOA dues, $265 a month. Okay, so that would be the really easy way to do it for it to sorry guys, get this. But that'll be the quick and easy, dirty way. Somebody is writing on my screen. Closing on an awesome deal tomorrow. Congratulations, Hal. That's what I like to hear, baby. Moving and grooving. Next sign party. I am planning on putting signs out Thursday night. It's Labor Day weekend. I want to hit that crowd, right? Labor Day weekend. I didn't even know until today. So we will be doing signs Thursday. Kenny, I know we still have your signs. You can come pick them up. Or, tomorrow I can give them to you. You coming out to cash flow. But Thursday night, we're going to have another competition. First to 50. I know Sam got 50 out. Xavier got 50 out. He was out there doing his thing. Seen his video. I really loved it. Me and Mark got 50 out. So, we might change the sign up a little bit. I'm always testing and figuring out. So I'm going to be ordering another pack of signs here pretty soon if any of you guys want to get on. Or I might get some so we can get it out sooner because he will be coming out. I might just do some handwritten clean ones just so we can get it in on time. That's going to be up to debate. But this Thursday, we are going to be having a sign party. Okay. What else do we have? We don't, we don't need to meet because most of the people have the signs. But we can meet, Kenny, and maybe you and Mark can go and hit it together. Thursday night, usually I like to put it out right around 7 o'clock start. You and Mark can do it, or, maybe you and Sam in Stockton. You guys can knock them out together as well. Just whatever's efficient. I'd rather you do it with somebody. It makes it a lot quicker and faster and efficient. Right. I have a question. If I have people that can't make Wednesdays or Saturday meetings, what is the best way to keep them moving forward through the process? You want to use webinars, Mr. Frank. Webinars. Mr. Mike Adams built a completely online business for the first 3-4 years just using webinars, and he's on our PAC team now. Right, so you want to be driving people through the webinars. If you were on the call yesterday, the first webinar we do is a 15-minute. We book them with a call with me, and then we do an introduction webinar since we are not doing an introduction here on a daily basis. In the near future, I'm going to start doing presentations once a month, probably, maybe twice a month, for us to drive this thing a lot tougher. I just got to plan it and start carving it out because ultimately that's going to be the next step for this area is for me to do the presentation. That's going to help your guys' guests. That's going to help our team. That's going to help everything grow. So I'm going to be taking that on. And in essence, I'm going to be needing somebody else to take on cash flows. So I want you guys, when you're coming to cash flows, I want you guys to study how I do it. You guys have heard it enough times to where you guys should pretty much know my same jokes, right? You guys should know the stories where you guys can be running it, right? We want to bang this thing out. Mark Andres is going to start doing cash flows in Tracy, which I'm going to be helping him with as well. So, we really want to get this thing, and if somebody wants to throw on a cash flows in Modesto, I'm more than happy to do that as well. Right? You guys can even do them in your house with your family. I'll be more than happy. If you guys put on events, I'll be more than happy to accommodate and go and drive it for you. Right? I have no problem doing that. Set it all up. Let me come in and do the thing, and then let's get you guys paid and help those people and families out. Okay. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually push this over to Miss Leslie Andres. I'm going to give you guys the mic for the study group, and we are going to announce how we are going to start the AIT starting this week.
Hello, everybody. I don't. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Leslie.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we hear you. We hear you.
I don't believe I assigned anybody the course to do. Was anybody assigned and I just forgot? Maybe it was Mark Andres. So, Velocity Banking has 37 modules. And can someone tell me the benefits of Velocity Banking? Let's see.
Rapid debt reduction is one.
Okay. And let's see what else. Why do you think more people don't do velocity banking? Anyone?
They don't know about it.
I didn't hear you last. Sorry.
I said, why do you think more people don't do velocity banking?
Because they don't know about it. They unaware of it.
Does anybody have any questions on how to do velocity banking or any concerns about doing velocity banking? It is a little confusing.
Hey, Leslie, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just coming from out of the car. Yeah, I got one quick question on that. I watched all 19. I'm getting ready to implement it. So just so I'm clear, I just want to, keeping it simple as using it toward just a straight mortgage. I know me and Mark talked a little bit about it on Saturday, but let's just say, for instance, I had like a 25K line of credit from a bank. Let's call it 25. In the velocity banking, the instructor did mention that, you never want to tap yourself out on it. So if I had a 25K, I just say I'd take 20K, throw it down on my mortgage, and that would chunk that down however many payments that goes down to, and then just insert my my monthly or my paycheck my check or whatever to the line of credit, and that would go towards the payment or the interest of that line of credit. Right? Is my understanding that right?
That's one way to do it. And another way is to pay down all of your other debts too, so that you have that opportunity to just chunk it down. Does anybody else have any suggestions for Kenneth?
So Kenneth, what I would say is what he's getting at is if you have a line of credit of 25,000, you don't want to over leverage it so they shut it down. So let's say you have a $25,000 line of credit. Chunking is one method. So you would take 10,000 and put it directly to your principal on your mortgage, and then you're going to continually to pay all your bills the same, but you're going to pay and put all your money through the line of credit until you pay it down with your extra cash flow. right? So that's how you're not taking any extra money or changing your lifestyle. In order, you pay that down and then you redo it and you redo it. They call that chunking. So it's called the chunking method.
Yeah, I understand that. I was just so. Do you feel like 20K towards the principal on my mortgage? That's too hefty.
I would do. They say basically do half. So if you have 25,000, do 12,500. Start off a little smaller until you get allocated with it. You know what I mean, and you perfect it a little bit better. That's what I would say to do.
But I'm still gonna have that monthly payment for using the line of credit every month, which my monthly pay will go and pay that, right?
So so you won't have a monthly payment on your line of credit because you're going to be putting all your money into it with each paycheck, and that's going to count as a payment. You know what I mean? And then you can use that money anytime you want. So really, as long as you're putting your money in the line of credit, you wouldn't have an extra payment on the line of credit. You just have to still pay your mortgage payment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the interest for using the line of credit every month, that's still going to be deducted. So it would be a small payment every month, right?
So no, because you're putting your money. So let's say you get paid once a week. If you put your paycheck into your line of credit, you're not going to have to put it in for a payment because it's already shown that you paid for that month, right? And if you keep doing it and you keep doing it consistently, you're not going to have a payment because you're basically neglecting it with your deposits. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's how you neglect paying extra. Now the only thing you still have to pay obviously is your mortgage, but you pay less interest every time you put money in because it's average daily interest, right?
Yes.
Right. So that's why they say put your money into it, because if you need your money back out, you could always take it back out. But with your money just sitting in your bank, it's not doing anything. If you put it into the line of credit, it's saving you interest. That's kind of the background of that, of chunking it with your line of credit.
Hey, I got a question. This is Antoine.
Go ahead.
Hey, so were you chunking this? So let's say I pay $10,000 on it. Will I still have to pay my monthly mortgage?
Yes.
My monthly mortgage is $1,400.
Yes.
I still have to pay that?
Right.
Okay.
Right. So everything still stays the same. And the reason why it's not going to change your lifestyle, kind of like how Kenny is asking, is because you're putting all your income into the line of credit, and you're still paying your bills out of the line of credit. So nothing changes. That's how you neglect paying extra on your line of credit. All your bills stay the same. You're just changing where you put your money. So instead of putting your money in a checking, you'll put it in the checking, and then you'll put it on the line of credit. Whenever you have to pay a bill, you use your line of credit. So anything left over, it chunks down on your line of credit month after month, and that's how you don't have to change your lifestyle.
So, Jose, sorry, Antoine, were you done? I'm going to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, since I run my thing through two accounts, through my bills, should I just keep that for my personal? Because I pay my business bills different than I pay my personal bills. Of course, my mortgage would be on my personal side.
Right.
So would I'd obviously just be running this line of credit more on the personal side.
Right.
Mainly it's to get my mortgage paid off is the sole,
If that's your main goal right now, then you got to look at your accounts. You want to do most of your velocity banking through one account. Obviously, your business and your personal is separate. But if you're, you want to pay all your bills through your line of credit or through one account, so that you can just, work it all one account, right? One account. Yeah, and everybody's situation is different. You need to sit back. I know later on in the classes, he's going to give you a worksheet, and you'll be able to figure out what your numbers are. So a lot of these questions will probably be answered later on in the videos as well.
And I just want to add, one of the things that Tony Scotti said is that if you have a new bank that you're doing velocity banking with your credit line, and you have another bank that you've had a 20+ year relationship with, always keep that relationship with that bank that you've had and established relationship with as well. So just make sure that you have a credit line with a checking access that you can start creating the velocity banking, but don't lose that 20 plus year relationship that you have with the bank, for example, either. But you'll learn that in that in future in the advanced velocity banking as well.
Okay.
Because like Brian this weekend said that he paid off his mortgage in a year. How did he do that? What did he do that he was able to do that? You know, so his technique works. It's just that everybody has a little different situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Sam and Amanda, if we have a lower credit score, would it be worth applying for a 20K line of credit? Now, just going based off of what you guys know, what do you think, Sam? All right, you know, it's okay. I'm not doing a lot of velocity banking right now, and that's okay. Some of these classes are going to pertain to you where you're at. It's a little easier when you have more consistent income with the job, right? So it just depends, right? It doesn't make sense for you to apply for a line of credit now. No, okay, when it comes down to that time, you can do that, right? You take advantage of that opportunity. Really, the bank that we deal with, they want to see a 680 credit score minimum with the job. So when you
What
get
bank
to
is that, Jose?
that's the Umpqua Bank. That's the one we talk about.
Yeah.
So that's the one I say if you guys have good, decent credit, I would take advantage of that. You know, they're a very good bank. My dad has a line of credit. I have a line of credit with them. Felicia has a line of credit with them. My mom has a line of credit with them. Kevin has a line of credit with them. But they want to see you about 680 with a job, with some steady income. Okay. I don't know. Wes, Mom, are you on? Can you go on mute? I think you have some back noise.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So, you know, just you guys know what velocity banking can do. You should be working towards that goal if we're not able to do it right now. And if you are able to do it, you should be implementing it because it's a complete game changer. One of the ladies in Sacramento, she jumped her points 100 points in, I don't know, a month or so using the velocity banking. Granny, Miss Michelle, she jumped her points up 100 points or 80 points using the velocity banking. She just got started with us. So it works. It's really good. You know, it's finished off. So 1 through, or, you know, whatever the rest of the classes are, 20 through, you know, whatever the end one is. I think you guys have 1 through 19, 20 through 37, what it is. I want you guys to finish that up. Okay. And then what we're going to start doing now is the, great, Sam. So Sam will run the second half of the, or the second half of velocity banking. Okay, negotiation class AIT. So next week, so what I'm going to do, have Mark, so what we'll do, Mark, we're going to have everybody finish velocity banking because it's an extremely great class. So we'll finish velocity banking. Sam will finish. And then Mark is going to run the AIT. We're in AIT study groups. So after next week, next Tuesday, so I'll have everybody finish velocity banking because it's a very good class to go through again. We're going to start with the negotiation class with Bob Steiner. Oh, phenomenal class. Oh my gosh. So we'll finish this off and then we'll have the essential starting, and then next week what we'll do, we'll start the AIT study group. So how that's going to work is the essentials will continue to run from 8:40 to about 8:50, 8:55. The AIT group is going to run at the same time, but what you guys are going to do is we're going to have you guys hop off the webinar and we're going to use a conference call. So everybody's going to have to be engaged and we're going to do it at the same time, and then we're going to jump back on. Okay. So that's how we're going to do it. So we can try to keep time efficiency for everybody. I know everybody's busy. That's the best way I could think of it right now. We'll do a conference call while we do the essential study group. And then, you know, Leslie will continue to facilitate the essentials. She'll continue to pick people to do the week-by-week basis. And Mark will start running the AIT, starting with the negotiations, and then he will start picking people for a week-by-week basis. After the negotiation class, we're going to jump right into the fix and flip class. Okay. Any questions about that? So everybody finished Velocity Banking because it's very good. This is our second time going through it together. Yeah. Now, is anybody having trouble going through their classes? Is anybody having trouble finding time to go through your classes? Is anybody having challenges making the time to go through their classes? Perfect. That's what I like to hear. So, finish Velocity Banking, guys. This week, cash flow tomorrow, 253 Spreckles Road in Manteca, California, 7 p.m. sharp. If you're there at 7 o'clock, you are late. Be there at 6:45 p.m. Find an excuse to win, guys. Let's find an excuse to dominate. Let's find an excuse to get better. Let's find an excuse to achieve all the things that we're looking for. I want to congratulate you guys tonight for being on this team call. Let's get it going tomorrow night. Alpha out.